and good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Ronnie Hearne Show here at First Financial Bank off the South Loop, very close to HEB. If it sounds like we're a little bit tired, we are very tired. We got back in, what, about 4 a.m., 5 a.m., Coach?
About 4:30 when I got home.
Yeah, I don't remember when I hit the pillow, but it just hit me far too early when I woke up this morning.
I brushed my teeth and jumped in bed, so I got 3 hours of sleep.
Riding on a bus, if you ride on a bus before, it's great until you hit a bump.
Right.
Then you reset yourself for the next 30 or 40 minutes.
And normally I'll get a couple hours sleep on a trip like that, but I didn't go to sleep one time last night. I guess I was too wound up thinking about the next practice, next game or whatever, but I didn't sleep, but I'm going to get me a nap this afternoon.
Well, it's worth the trip. I mean, you had a 10-point deficit late in the second half, and the TexAnns came up with a very strong push at the very end and came away with a 63-61 win.
We did. I was really proud of our team. You know, we're kind of a team in transition right now with the loss of Shanae and Carly. So we got players that normally aren't playing a lot of minutes, like Erin Sims, who did a great job last night, by the way. 24 minutes, 7 points, 5 rebounds. She really acted like she belonged on the court, wanted to be on the court. You know, sometimes you don't know when a player's put in that situation, you know, if they have stars in their eyes, if they'll go out there, you know, and play like they're capable. And I thought she really did, and I think she's going to get better and better. And then Cheyenne Berry had a tremendous game. I think 17 points, 8 rebounds, I think 5 assists, 3 steals. And she played every position on the floor. She played post, she played wing, and she finished the game at point guard. So I thought Cheyenne did a tremendous job. And then, of course, Kiera Wright, 19 points, I think.
Just being Kiera.
13 rebounds, whatever it was. It was a double-double. And I thought she really honored Shanae, you know, wearing Shanae's number last night. And I think you honor people by the way you play when you do something like that. And I think the biggest thing for Kiera is she only got 2 fouls, and that really made things easier on Coach Wilson as far as making substitutions. So, you know, and just to go to that place, and I told my players today at practice that, and we did practice this morning, and Coach Wilson's in there finishing up practice, going to show a little video. But I told our team it's never been easy at Eastern New Mexico. No matter what kind of team we had or what kind of team they had, we've never had one easy game in Portales. So I was really proud of them making that comeback.
I noticed that as well, that is a tough place to play in because it's a tough place to broadcast in as well. Because I know Casey was turning to me and she goes, man, I just don't feel like I'm on my game tonight. And I felt the same thing when I was, you know, doing my stuff. For some reason, that building has got an aura to it that just throws you off balance.
It's different. It's more like a indoor rodeo arena to me than a basketball facility. And the background's different on both ends. One end you got the wall, the other end you got the bleachers and the fans. So the background's different for each goal. And like we talked about yesterday, it's real flat up there, but it's up on the Cap Rock, and it's actually the elevation is about 3,000 feet higher than it is here in Stephenville. So, you know, that also affects you if you hadn't gone up there and got adjusted to it.
Yeah, no kidding. I guess that would affect your shot to a degree.
Well, and your conditioning, you know, your breathing, you know, it's definitely going to be different.
Wow, that's something else. Well, of course, you had the big win last night, following the loss at Midwestern State in overtime. You got to feel somewhat snake bit with the overtimes that you've had. You've had 2 of the 3 overtimes, you've lost those, but the 2 overtimes that you did lose were games that could have been won in regulation.
Definitely. Anytime you have an overtime game, you can look back at 50 things in regulation that would have made a difference where you didn't go in overtime. And you know, at UT Permian Basin, we lost that game in overtime, and then the one at Angelo really came out on fire. I think outscored them 11-3, and then I was hoping that's what we were going to do against Midwestern. But and you can't make excuses, but you know, without Shanae and Carly, you know, when you extend the game, you know, it makes it even tougher, especially against a quality team like Midwestern, which, you know. And the thing about the Eastern game, I told my players this morning Midwestern went up there a couple weeks ago and lost by 10 or 11. So, you know, that just shows you how hard it is to play there. But, you know, the loss of Shanae Lowrance for the season has really made us kind of a team in transition. You know, you have to get over the mental part of it, the emotional part of it, losing, you know, a team captain, second leading field goal shooter in the conference, shooting 62%, our second leading rebounder, our third leading scorer. You know, you're losing a lot when you lose Shanae Lowrance. And it's just the emotional and mental part of it for our teammates.
So what do you do with that? Do you go ahead and you try to fill in with a second post player, or you just try to put Cheyenne, who plays every position everywhere, or four guards, or what?
You definitely got to go with the more experienced player, which is Cheyenne. You know, and she played post last year for me, so she knows how to handle herself down there. She knows how to defend a post player. She's a good rebounder, and you know, she can go the low post. And the thing we were trying to do last night was keep Kiera more at the low post and Cheyenne at the high post. And then, you know, when your first backup at post also goes down against Midwestern and fractures a bone in her hand, you know, it makes you even thinner. And that's why Aaron Sims is so important.
What was the one thing outside of the win that pleased you the most last night, with all the transitions and everything you were going through?
I think the big thing was the comeback. You know, when we were 10 down, we could have let them extend their lead instead of making a comeback. And so we battled back, and then when we got the lead, we hung on to the lead at the end. So we finished it off where we didn't against Midwestern. So that was the thing I was the most proud of. And of course, Aaron Sims, and I think all of her teammates are really happy for her. And Kiera told her this morning, "You're not a freshman anymore." So that's the thing, the comeback.
It looked like the referees were letting them play last night, because in the first half we only saw 7 fouls total between the two teams, and that's a little unusual there. Is that the way you saw it?
Yeah, you know, it's pretty loosely called, but I thought it was pretty even on both ends. I thought they let them do a little too much hand checking, which, you know, for some reason we don't do that. You know, they let you get away with it, you ought to be doing it, but we don't do it as much as other teams. And then when they were setting the on-ball screen, we couldn't get through it because their screener was screening off our girl as we were trying to get behind the screen. They just kind of pushed us out of the way. So, you know, that's why we went to the zone. We just couldn't guard the on-ball screen like, you know, we need to guard it. And we hadn't run a zone defense in a game in probably 6 or 7 years.
I noticed that.
And so that's the thing we were working on this morning. You know, we did a good job last night considering, and I thought it threw them out of the rhythm. And we definitely did a better job guarding them in the zone. We did man-to-man. So that's what we were doing this morning. Before I left, we spent about 20 minutes on really learning the techniques of a 2-3 zone. You know, there's so many different things. You got to guard the high post, the baseline cutter. You got to take people off. You got to have rebounders in the right spot. So, you know, Coach Wilson, she's really studied the 2-3 zone. And the coach at Syracuse, you know, we got the video from the coach at Syracuse. And 6-7 years ago, she really studied that, and she remembers everything from it, which I couldn't have done that. And so we're really we think that's going to be a good defense for us. That'll help us maybe stay out of foul trouble, and you know, kids like to play zone. You know, they don't have that responsibility guarding one player, and so we're going to try to get better at the 2-3 zone.
Is that what you're going to stay with the rest of the year? Or if you get into foul trouble in a game or something, will you change to another?
Well, it's kind of been my experience since we're a man-to-man team. If you start out in it, we just kind of stand around and the other team gets off to a good start. So we'll probably start out in man, and then if we're struggling, we'll have that as a backup.
All right, very good. Well, Ronnie Hearne, we'll talk to you here in a few more minutes. Here we've got one of your walking wounded just walked in the door, Shanae Lowrance, and we'll talk to her next. The Ronnie Hearne Radio Show continues here from First Financial Bank in Stephenville right after this. And with us is one of the walking wounded. Literally, she's walking right now anyway. I'm sure it doesn't feel very good. Shanae Lowrance joins us. All right, first off, how you feeling?
I've been better, but more stiffness is...
There you go. How about that?
But each day, like through this week, the stiffness has been sort of been working out, and I'm not on crutches. I was like, I'm going to have to be on crutches after surgery. I'm really going to try to avoid them right now.
Yeah, for sure. What happened on the play? Because as like I was saying a moment ago, I was following the play back at the other end, and all of a sudden the referee stopped play, and there's 33 laying on the ground. Uh-oh, what happened?
Well, it was nothing abnormal. Like, I turned face up, drove across the lane, was going to do my normal left-handed hook, and when I landed down on my left knee, it just went ka-kunk. And as my doctor said, it went to the point of no return for girls, and it tore my ACL and my medial meniscus.
So you didn't get hit at all, it just went?
Yeah, I mean, I think I might have been like bumped a little bit out of the lane, but you always get bumped in basketball, so it was nothing too like dramatic. And it clicked, and I was like, oh, I'm not getting up.
Did you have any indication of this at all in prior weeks?
No, everything had been normal. I mean, my knees hadn't been hurting me. I've never had knee problems, so it was very, very weird.
Wow. So the timetable for you now is?
6 months.
6 months. So in 6 months you'll be either ready to start basketball activities or just start doing anything? What
my doctor told me was, well, I have surgery February 1st, and then he said my first 2 months is really hard getting back into motion and stuff, but I think it's 6 months before I can start doing cutting and stuff. I can work out before then.
Okay, well that sounds good. I think you really got away with it then.
Yeah.
In many regards, because something like that, you can be down for a year plus, and you're going to be back in 6 months. I think you caught a big break.
I'm hoping you'll be earlier in 6 months.
Okay, I like hearing that, big time. Shanae, one of the things that punctuated your play, you were hitting the boards, you were scoring, etc. Now that you have to be a cheerleader, that's got to drive you nuts. That's for sure. Is there anything you can impart to other people on the squad if you run into Aaron Sims or Cheyenne or who plays anything anywhere? Is there anything you can say to them to say, well, this is how I did something and yada yada?
I guess I could with Aaron a little bit. Cheyenne's so versatile, and with her dribbling and stuff, she'll go to work anytime. And I was so proud of Aaron last night. Like, I had the radio on, I had live feed, I had news feed. I was sweating on the phone with my dad, and it was just, I was really excited for her. She had a strong second half, and I think she'll really come along, and it'll help a lot for next year too, because now we'll have literally an entire bench that can come in and play the floor and know what they're doing, and in the long run it might help us for next year to go further and deeper in playoffs and stuff, because we'll have teammates that can come in at any time and play.
Did you hear Cheyenne shout out to you at the end?
I did. So sweet. No, my team has been super supportive and very loving on me, and like when I came in Monday, they were all hiding in my room with flowers. I nearly fell off my crutches when I turned on the light, but no, I couldn't ask for like a better family here in Tarleton.
Well, you know, the best thing of all is that you've got a year coming back as well, so it's not like this is the end of the career, period.
Right.
You'll be back, and everybody will be with you too.
Right, which is why I'm staying positive.
Yeah.
They said I could be stronger when I come back. Maybe I'll be able to dunk. You never know. Could jump higher.
Let's not push the envelope too far here.
Hey, I have pretty high ups. You never know.
Anybody have Brittany Griner's number? No? Yeah. Ronnie's smiling, but I'm not sure how much of a smile that is over there.
Next interview will be on ESPN.
Can I be your agent?
Sure.
Oh, fine. Okay, well, we just started a big-time relationship here. Well, now, of all the things that you have to do, they've told you 6 months. Is that you have to work out in pools or something like that, strength thing? Because I've never been through anything like this before. So you're about to, and I'm not sure if you have either.
No, I haven't, and I don't know everything yet. I know I'm going to start pool workouts next week, just trying to get motion in my legs, and I'll do an upper body bike. But after surgery, I'm going to actually be seeing a physical therapist in South Lake who they said is like the best and will train me to like reuse and landing and all kinds of stuff to strengthen it back up. But I'm not exactly sure what it all entails. I hope to take it step by step so I don't get overwhelmed.
Yeah, step by step.
Literally.
Yeah, no running. They won't even let you shoot a basketball just standing up, will they?
I don't think I'm supposed to bend and jump yet.
No. Spin a ball on your finger, maybe?
Yeah.
That's about it.
Get good at tricks, maybe? Like the halftime show, Shanae Lowrance.
Well, I guess that's a thought somehow. We'll figure out something there. Well, of all the things that you've ever gone through in your life, of course, I guess this has to be the most traumatic for you.
Yes, I've never been hurt before, so this is, and it's used to going 100 miles an hour to suddenly I'm like stopped completely. And it's just a total change, and that's something my doctor said I'm going to have to be used to for a little bit, and then when it's time to get going, it's time to get going in rehab. But it is very weird, and sitting on the side and watching my team practice, it's hard because you want to get out there and you want to run and you want to help out and stuff, especially since we're short now 2 players, and it's post, so. When
the injury happened, did your whole world just stop there for a minute? And you kind of realize that, whoa, this is way, way wrong?
Yeah, I freaked out because as soon as it happened, I felt, because he said my shin bone shifted in front of my kneecap and then came back. And so that's what I felt. And so I was immediately, I was like, oh, this is about to be bad. And so then Coach Hearne comes over and because I'm on the floor crying, and he's like, Shanae, this is Coach Hearne. As if I'd been knocked out or something. And I was like, yes, I know. And they we're gonna get you off the floor. I was like, please. And so they got me, moved me off, and my dad was there immediately in the hallway to help catch me into the training room. And he's always been a really big support and my #1 fan. So it helped having him there and calming me down and being it's okay, we're gonna get this figured out. So. Oh,
I know. I would talk to him quite a bit. And I would, talk to him, about your games, and he would go, well, she was good, but mom wasn't that good. Well, she could be better. Well, she was very good, mom. I mean, he was a great critic.
Yeah.
I mean, he really did.
He kept all the stats of the game, everyone's stats. You see him up there with that paper, you'll see him Saturday. He'll be keeping fouls and everyone's points. And
really?
He loves it.
We'll have to make room for him at the table.
That's what I said. I was like, you can now be working at the score table. I was like, you come to all the games anyway.
I didn't know he did that.
Yeah.
Had no idea. Wow. Well, so now what's in the prognosis for you? Do you just kind of just forget basketball for a while?
No, I'll be at all the practices. I'll be at everything. But working out wise, basically yes. But all of this, everything I'll be doing within the next few months, it'll all be for basketball. So.
Okay. And February 1st is when you're having the surgery?
Yes, sir.
So that will put you out of commission from being away from practice for how long?
I'll be back to school on Monday.
Really?
It's Friday surgery, and they said I might need a few days, but I don't want to get behind and I want to stay involved and stuff. So I'm hoping my parents will bring me back Sunday night so I can be crushed into practice Monday morning.
You drive a hard bargain, you know that?
I do. My parents are like, okay, whatever you want.
All right. Well, Shanae, we sure appreciate you coming down here, and so sorry for the injury. That's one of the things that you hate to see for anybody. But you were playing so well at the time. It's just it kind of just drives a stake through your heart sometimes.
It does. Got to keep positive.
But thanks for coming down.
Yes, thank you.
Shanae Lowrance, one of the walking wounded of the TexAnns. We're here at the First Financial Bank facilities right next to HEB. And this is the Ronnie Hearne Radio Show. By the way, we've got Papa John's Pizza here for anybody who comes in. Always the best deal when you order online. And also, too, remember, anytime the Texans or TexAnns score 85 or more, then all orders the next day are half off. Okay, that's home or away, win or lose. So, and also, too, this weekend, you order online using the promo code NFL50, you'll get 50% off any pizza. What a deal. So free Papa John's Pizza down here at First Financial Bank. And we'll continue with the Ronnie Hearne Radio Show right after this. And back we are with the Ronnie Hearne Radio Show here at First Financial Bank on the South Loop in Stephenville. And Coach joins us again here. And, well, we didn't mention this in the opening segment, but we probably should have. TexAnns are now 7-1 in conference play, and so you just keep marching on. That's the place to be.
Right. We're 7-1. Midwestern's 7-2. Abilene Christian 6-2. Incarnate Word's 5-3. Angelo and WT are both 4-4. And then we got Commerce and Cameron at 3-5. Texas Woman's 3-6. Eastern 2-6, and Kingsville's 1-7. And Midwestern won 5 in a row, and ACU 4 in a row, and the next opponent was Texas A&M. I think has won 3 in a row now.
That's treacherous.
It is.
That's very treacherous.
And that's a really big game for our team Saturday. It's a big rival. They were the top dog for a long, long time. I've kept up with the Lone Star Conference even when I wasn't at Tarleton, and I know Abilene Christian had a really good run there for a while. and then WT kind of took over and pretty well dominated the conference for a long time. And then we've been fortunate enough, to win the conference the last couple of years. And WT struggled a little bit early in the season, but it looks like they're playing a lot better now.
Well, the good thing about that, you get to play at Wisdom Gym.
Yes, definitely. It's always great to be in Wisdom, and hopefully we'll have a big crowd supporting us on Saturday.
I think we will, because the student body hasn't had a chance to really unload on their opponents here in quite a while now, and I think they're about ready to do it. I think it's going to be very, very loud.
Well, and they hadn't been here,
That's what I mean.
Classes didn't start till Monday, so hopefully it'll be a big crowd and a great atmosphere for people to come watch us play.
Got some things to give away here. Who have you got for winners?
All right, we got Jonathan Attaway first. Hope I said your last name right.
What'd he win?
Jonathan Attaway.
Wearing a Chicago Bears shirt.
All right.
You got a brand new coach there.
All right, and the other winner is Daryl Thompson. Daryl?
Daryl Thompson.
Yeah.
Where are you, Daryl?
You see him at every game.
All right, we'll just go pick something off the board there, Daryl. All right. Well, we talked about West Texas A&M just for a moment or two, but with a newly revamped team like you have, this kind of wipes off everything that you've had ready for them now. You have to kind of go in different directions. So how much more work do you have to put into it?
Well, we had a couple of practices last, Monday and Tuesday without Shanae, and then, of course, the game last night. I think it really helped, to get a game in like that, and get Aaron Sims some experience, and, putting Cheyenne at the post position. So we kind of got a little bit of that behind us, and then, the practice this morning, practice tomorrow. So hopefully Saturday we'll kind of have a few things ironed out. And I know it's been hard on Coach Wilson because she does the substituting, and every once in a while I'll say get somebody in or take somebody out. It's more than likely I'm saying take her out, but 99% of it's Coach Wilson's job as far as the rotation. Of course, we talk about it pretty often, and definitely talk about game day. And we're definitely going to have to get some more players in the rotation. We were fortunate last night. We only played 7 players.
That's what I was going to bring up.
And normally it's 10, sometimes 11 players. So we're going to have to get some other players in the rotation. And so it's an adjustment, but so far, it's going well.
Well, you're talking about the 7 players that you threw out there. Do you worry about using them too much too early?
Well, I do. We talked about the altitude, and we came off a tough game at Midwestern, and then you go down there and you got to play some of your players 38, 40 minutes or whatever. That's tough on a player. The college game is so physical, and the shot clock and all that. It's just a pretty fast-paced game most of the time. And I think that's one reason the zone worked for us, because it kind of slowed them down a little bit. And I'm not saying you should rest when you're playing the zone defense, but maybe you get a chance to catch your breath a little bit more. So we'll probably have to use that zone more, and then definitely get some more players in the rotation. And keep, you got to keep your starters rested.
I noticed last night that Peyton went 0 for 4 or 0 for 6 in the first half for 3 points, whatever it was. It was a goose egg. Do you worry about that sometimes? Because Peyton has been your big 3-point shooter, and if she doesn't knock them down, that seems like that would knock your offense down.
I don't really worry about that, because she's going to keep shooting the ball. And
we've seen that.
And eventually she's going to make some. And I thought she really made a couple big ones last night when we were struggling. And then when we were making that comeback, she was right in front of me over there in front of the bench when she made that one. And, we were all willing the ball to go in. And I was talking to the basketball, and it did go in. But she's beginning to develop a little better mid-range game. She's really good at driving and drawing a foul, going to the free throw line. She's been getting to the rim a little bit and getting some layups. And so I'm not worried about Peyton. She's going to work hard, just our opponents really key on her. They know what a great shooter she is, and so they're really keyed on her.
I asked Cheyenne Berry last night on the postgame show, did you think about those missed free throws that were at Midwestern, especially the one that crawled out on you when you were shooting the free throws there? And she said, yeah, I was thinking about it. I was there.
It takes a while to get that out of your mind, but she will.
She drained it, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she was good with that. And at the very end, it looked like that somebody stepped in the passing lane. I don't know if it was Kiera or
very
somebody.
End, it was Kiera.
Was it? Okay.
It almost looked like a kick ball.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure it wasn't. But yeah, I should have mentioned that, and I should have mentioned that to my team this morning. But there was, 9 seconds left. They had a side inbounds, and we had a 2-point lead. And I don't know if they had a design play or what, but they got some penetration on us, and they had a girl open on the left side, and Kiera did a great job dropping back in the passing lane, deflecting that pass. And I don't know if it's with her foot intentionally, but she did come up with the ball. So, and that's the way it usually ends up. Most close games, you got to get that one defensive stop at the end of the game. We were fortunate that, Kiera's a great defender, anticipates really well.
Well, it's a big win, that's for sure. And of course, this Saturday night at Wisdom Gym, it's West Texas, and we invite everybody to come out there, fill the place, let it rock, get it loud. And let's have the 6-man come home here, because both, not only the women's team, but the men's team also can use the 6th player too.
Definitely. It's a 5 p.m., 5 for the women, 7 for the men. And I think there's some promotions. I think there's a sock hop, Coach Ponder, afterwards. And you and Michelle get out there and do your thing in the volleyball gym.
All right. Ronnie Hearne, all right, that'll wrap up another show.
Thank you.
We will see you Saturday night at Wisdom Gym, and thank you for listening to us today here on the Ronnie Hearne Radio Show from First Financial Bank on the South Loop. Remember, Saturday night, Wisdom Gym against West Texas. Be there.